We went karting today and this one guy participating jokingly asked me that am I going to pay for all of this because I was organizing. And to this I say, press all the right buttons on this platform and with the first fucking 5,000 euros I make, I will have a grand karting tournament for all my subscribers with the grand prize being FN2 Honda Civic Type R. So, write it in your notebook, write it on your wall, write it in your diary. This is gonna be a fucking promise. Even if it was possible to make millions with this shit in Estonia, which it clearly isn't, you won't even make 100 euros, then I would never be this kind of fucking YouTuber that, look at my 5th Lamborghini that I bought, or look at this $5 million house that I built, but I had a meetup and I handed out stickers. I earned it. Also, to all the haters, especially fucking Estonian haters, fuck you. I make all the fucking YouTube videos I want for my own fun, and that's just what it is. All your hate, you can put it up your fucking ass. Fuck you. Now roll the tape. Alright broskies, I'm watching it for the first time myself too, and the first thing I would like to say is sorry for the shoddy quality. I tried to film in 1080p with 240 frames per second, so this is what came out from the GoPro. I'm really sorry for that. First thing I can say is that the race duration for me was 30 minutes and 12 seconds with the average speed of 41 kilometers per hour and max speed of 77.9 I think it was. Anyway, yeah, I hadn't been karting almost for a year, and first thing, I had my visor up and a whole lot of dirt flew into my eyes. So at first I was like, shit, am I going to be second to last in this race because I had dirt in my eyes? Then I pulled the visor shut and it started fogging up, so I was in all sorts of trouble in the beginning, but I got it figured out eventually, so it's all good. It took me a little while. I was playing with my visor for the first lap. I couldn't get it open because there's a little tab onto the side and I was trying to open it from the middle, so I was struggling with that in the beginning. But yeah, just gathering track knowledge and pace in the beginning. I was decently fast for my weight. We're not running extra weights on our carts, so everybody has the cart as they have. So let's just say that it's not 100% fair, but it doesn't really matter. It's just people came together and had a karting race, and that's it. We didn't have any qualifying or we just lined up and you just drove for 15 minutes twice. So this is the first race. Obviously the GoPro let me down in the second race, so I don't have the whole race there. It didn't get like the last two laps, but anyway, yeah, I'm kind of slowly getting into the swing of things here. This track, it's fast and it's hard for the hands. My wrists were killing me in the end, but we were soon getting there. Ooh, somebody went out there. Kind of missed it. Have to keep my eyes open here for the good action. But yeah, this is the fastest track I've ever karted on. 78 kilometers per hour top speed with 41 average, and maybe it was my driving position, but whatever it was, or my body weight, that I have to hold myself in the seating position from the steering wheel. But my hands are still killing me. It's like 6 hours later and my wrists are still so sore. But it seems, yeah, now I'm starting to gain a little, so I'm just making sure that I'm actually fast, not just fast because they're fighting in front or something in those lines. You can see Mr. Sponge's girlfriend, she did a good job. She's, I think, in front of me here, exactly onto the left. But yeah, now I'm clearly getting into swing of things a little, but not really yet. I will overtake them eventually. Is this the first move? The thing is that I've figured out in karting is that you really gotta make a move. There's no time. Like in 15 minutes you gotta make a move, even if it's just a half chance. You could see the rubber flying there, but yeah, there's no time to wait. Ooh, that guy showing Mr. Sponge's girlfriend up, but she did a good job. And I muscle her here too. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, now I clearly have pace on them. In the second race, my lap time was another second faster. In this one, it was 59 seconds, 0.6 the fastest. And yeah, now I get it to his side nicely. My kart, for a change, was running really well, so I had good speed, even though carrying a bit more weight. And here he makes a mistake and kind of over recovers. Just what I figured out with this kart on his fast track is you have to drive it like an old school rear wheel drive car. So if you ever seen like old school F1 footage, like they're sliding around, this kind of helps. I think, at least. I'm not an expert, again. Maybe this is the first thing I should say, that I'm not, and I don't think that I am. I'm just some guy having fun, that's it, period. So yeah, now we're getting into some open water here, and we got the next two racers that I managed to catch up with. The first two guys, they were way beyond for me. They were on both times a second faster, so I really didn't have a chance. There's nothing in it for me. Like, I get all my competitive fix from elsewhere, so I started from the last place all the time because I just want to have these fun battles. Because, you know, being first and driving away, that's just fucking waste of time in my mind. It's really boring. But fun battles, especially with like people you're close with, or at least know that you can have good reminisce after the race over. That's the most fun. Just hot lapping, boring in a karting setting, at least. Yeah, so slowly making my way through onto the next guys. Yeah, I'm beginning to pick up pace here after the first struggles. I don't know who's the guy in front of me. He didn't like say hello to me. We spoke a few words, but he's some older guy. I don't really know who he is, but yeah, good racing anyway. He was a decent racer, but now I have him. In the second race, he was following me a lot because I think he was a bit slower, but then he saw that how I'm taking the corners, and he picked up some pace from there. Again, I'm not the fastest guy, but you know, I was fastest out of all the other guys besides the first two. I don't know what's that worth, but yeah, I guess I can take that and show it to my mom or something. Anyhow, this is one of my main nemesi, Mr. Sponge. He's obviously a quote-unquote nemesis, which is the last time he was super fast. So I don't know what happened to him today. Is he getting old? Is he overweight? Is he not in form? Under form? Lacking form? But he was kind of slow today. Maybe his kart wasn't running that well either. I noticed later. I think he had the same kart in both the races, and it was pretty slow. Because I'm a bit heavier and I was outrunning him a bit, it seemed to me, in a straight line. So obviously he's wasn't running that well. That's just the thing with the hobby karts, is that, you know, you never know which you're gonna get, like Forrest Gump said. So sometimes you get a really fast one, other times your kart is not running at all. And I think his was a bit slow. But yeah, like I said, no time to wait. You gotta muscle your way through. Yeah, it seems, yeah, like I didn't have the best trajectory, but I'm gaining on him with speed, and I just kind of force him out. But like, what else can I do? It was fairly clean and he gave way, so I suppose it was a normal overtake. Obviously with these hobby karts you have the diaper around the kart, so you won't like, contact won't affect you at all because of the diaper, so you can like rob and race the whole way through. Like, even pretty hard hits, like I've had some overtakes where I just sideways slide into someone, bump them out of the way a bit. and gain a position like that. I don't know if it's fair, but it's just possible with these machines. In real karts, you would just get tangled and crash, or with like open wheelers, you would just there would be pieces on the track and you'll race over. But with these karts with diapers around them, then you can just strong arm your way through. But yeah, I guess it's pretty much boring from here on out. I'm gonna just hot lap at this stage, because no way in hell catching the guys up front. And I think I shook Mr. Sponge a bit. So let's just look at some highlights from the second race. This is the start of the second race, and it's a funny moment coming up in at the back part of the track. So obviously the tires were way colder, but I decided that I'm just gonna go full Yeetus on them. So you're gonna see in a second what happens. The funny thing is that the guy behind me also spins. I don't know why he spun. And I think the lady behind us spun too. But just no grip. And I slide sideways onto the grass. But it was pretty smooth.
Just close your eyes. Don't look twice.
So I wasn't wrecking the cart or anything. So it's all good. And this guy spun too. Yeah, I could have watched what happened to him, but I was following my own driving. Let's jump back. So I'm off the grass. What happens to the guy in front of me? Okay, I'm just shaking my head. Yeah, it seems that he or she, I don't know, just veers out of the track and just loses traction on the grass. Anyhow, yeah, starting last as always, because I want to do max overtakes. So let's skip to where I gain a little. So it took a good bit of driving to catch up, but here you can see like the pace difference that I had today. I'm happy that at least on a track that's wide and fast I can drive decently quick compared to some of my comrades. So here you can see Mr. Swampy. Yeah, he's just he just gives me space. I don't think he wanted to go toe to toe there. He just gave way in a friendly manner. Let's just skip ahead again. Let's see if I gain two other guys. So here you can see the guys fighting in front of me, and yeah, that's always beneficial. You'll be able to gain because they're gonna lose some time to fighting. That's just how racing works. So let's see at the hairpin. Yeah, they're tussling it out, and I can slowly just suck them in. No one's coming from behind. Oh, they're going side by side. I will have a nice battle with Mr. Sponge later in a similar fashion, but them going side by side just helps me to go flat out through the corner and see how much I gained in the first part of the track. So I'm already catching up there. Had a good line despite of a back marker there. A lady who was also brave enough to drive with us. And yeah, now I'm all over the guy in front. I'm not sure, 100% sure who he is, so I'm not gonna guess. But here, now we're going side by side. I think I know who he is, but yeah, I just I don't know. I don't want to sound cocky. I just out drive him a little, and that's just what it is. To be fair. So yeah, what else can I say? I think this is now Mr. Sponge in front of me. Mr. Sponge is really not in form, so this is not the best of Mr. Sponge you will ever see. So don't be harsh on Mr. Sponge. But yeah, let's see. I'm just gonna skip a little ahead when I get closer. Okay, now I'm just behind him. Is it Mr. Sponge? I'm not even sure. somebody who's in front of me. I need to see the shoes, then I can be 100% sure. No, it's not even Mr. Sponge yet. But now I'm on his tail. Yeah, it is Mr. Sponge, yeah. Grey Nike sneakers. Yeah. So me and Mr. Sponge go toe-to-toe here. It's pretty nice actually. Mr. Sponge raced really clean. He could have muscled me a bit. And I went wide. Tried to do, like I've heard on the internet, a no switcheroo. And 100% on purpose knocked him there. Just to, you know, make my presence felt. Now I get ahead of him, but he should get ahead of me again. We had changing places a couple of laps. Now I'm ahead a bit. I guess he knows a bit more about karting than I do. So he said that he was running the corners too wide. I don't know what that means. I was just trying to maintain as much speed as possible throughout all the corners. So that's why I'm choosing the lines as I am, because I'm just trying to just carry maximum speed all throughout the track. Try not to lose engine RPM, because that's like the main thing I feel that's necessary when karting. He was all over me here. That's why I went super defensive. I didn't want to do some bullshit, so I just went defensive. Here he overtakes me, and now I think just my kart is running that much better. Like, he has no chance. Like, I'm just that much faster, just in a straight line. He's back inside again, but my kart just seems to be that much faster that he hasn't got anything to do. Just, you know, keep your foot on the floor, but if it's just not running well, then there's nothing to do. With these hobby karts, the difference may be up to a second if it's not running as well as it could run. So yeah, let's see. I'll let it run out a bit more. In the end I will have a clear little gap with him, but yeah, I think he's on my tail here still. Let's see if he comes. Yeah, there he comes again. That hairpin, I just I don't know, would I have ran away from him if I would have taken it normally? I don't know. I was just going defensive there all the time because I felt that that's my weakest corner. I didn't have a clear line there. I think have driven it way better, but yeah. Just decided to go defensive for that reason. Let's see if he shows up once more. Yeah, otherwise it's just going round and round and round, and basically rest of the track is just flat out. I'm losing speed by like sliding. I don't know if it's a correct technique. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but here, yeah, now I feel that the gap is large enough, so I take my normal line. And I guess this is pretty much it. I don't think, yeah, there's like a back marker there, and I think the video will run out. It won't run until the end of the race, so yeah, I mean, we went karting today. It was super fun, and especially on a track like this that's wide and winding. I don't like parking lot and like indoor tracks. Those are fucking ass. I don't like them at all. Slow tracks, so boring. But anyhow, as I'm catching up to this back marker, I think, yeah, so I'm just signing out from here, and I'll just overtake him in a second here, and peace. This is the end of the video.